everybody, it's Jen here recording my 9th process video. I've had lots of issues with this video. I'm hoping this time we go okay. I have an update in iMovie and yeah. So anyways, let's get started. This is the challenge this week on the Hip Kit blog, and what I was showing you there was I sewed on 3 strips of vellum, and that's one of the elements that we needed to include, which was a border strip. So these aren't quite border strips. I kind of made them my own strips. We had an inspiration layout by one of the design team members, and we needed to have it vertically. So you can see here I'm building all my embellishments vertically from my photo. We need to have rub-ons, Mr. Watercolor, a border element, as I said, enamel dots, black and white accent, and some gold. So the other thing that I did use was this cut file on my silhouette that says love you awesome nerd, and I got that from the Cut Shop, which is an Etsy shop online, which happens to be owned by one of the design team members on the Hip Kit as well. So as this was my last layout, this is I believe my 8th layout from this kit, I had limited supplies left, but I also had a pretty good idea of what I wanted to use, and I had saved a couple of things specifically for this layout as I was thinking it up in my head. So this is a photo of my husband and I from last week. Our kids were at a basketball camp every evening, and so we had 2.5 hours to ourselves in the city to have date nights. So we had 5 days of date nights. So the first thing that you can see there, or that I'll point out to you, is I used the Monday through Friday little chipboard pieces that came in the embellishment kit because that made sense and that it was our date night. I used that little strip, and it's just a random cut of that black and white floral paper behind my photo, and that was just to help out with that black and white bit. I used the 2 flowers because, you know, I have 2 boys, and so I like to use flowers where I can. And also everywhere that we went walking and stuff, there's lots of flowers. It's very much spring here. I used that you and me because this is a layout about us. And then that little piece of wood is something that says daily life because, you know, this is about our daily dates, but also just about my husband and I. What else can I say about this layout? I'm just incredibly shocked that I have talked for 2 minutes and my iMovie has not crashed. So could we all hope together that whatever these updates are they've done to iMovie, that it is working? That would be fantastic. So I'm just basically sticking everything down now. A lot of this is just chipboard that was in that embellishment kit. I am going to use some foam squares to pop this up, and what I'm doing, you'll see me kind of go back and forth, is I have the vellum strips sewed down the middle, and then I've, it's kind of hard to see in the video, I've kind of bunched them up and crinkled up the edges and stuff to give it a little bit of dimension. So I'm putting the foam dots wherever that cut file is hitting the middle where it's sewed down, so where it's actually flat to the paper, so I can keep some of that dimension. So that's what I'm doing, and I apologize because watching people pull the backs off of foam squares is incredibly boring, but because this went fairly quickly once I actually got going, I just did it at double speed rather than the usual 3 or 4 times speed. So you do have to watch me with foam squares, but yeah, that's okay. What else can I say about this layout? Let me think. I don't know. I guess I can just tell you that for my husband and I, it was pretty nice to get 5 days of date nights. And the first night is a funny story actually. I booked the kids in for this basketball camp, and I totally did not notice till the first night where it actually was. I thought it said it was at a Christian school gym, and there is one in the city that we live in, which is like a small city, a suburb city outside of the bigger city that we live close to. And I thought it was at this Christian school here, and it was not. So mad dash drive, they were 5-10 minutes late the first night, and then there we are, a 20 to 30 minute drive from home. Really didn't make sense to waste all that gas and drive all the way back and forth. So we find ourselves with date nights. So the first night we were a bit randomly wandering around. We went for a bit of a walk and a drive around and got some chocolate at a specialty store, and But after that, we planned it a little bit. And so we went for a nice long walks. We went for dinner a couple of nights, explored a little bit, sat at a little cafe that we discovered and had tea and talked. And it was great. As anyone who's parents to any kids, but we have 2 preteen boys who are busy, and there's always other kids running in and out of our house, and I work from home, and sometimes I'm working weekends, and my husband's busy and he leaves really early in the morning. It's just nice to get time with each other. So anyways, back to the layout. I'm just putting these rub-ons on. You might have noticed I had a really hard time with that adventure. It wasn't that these rub-ons are really difficult to use, although I found they didn't stick the best. They're not the best ones I've ever used. But I cut these all out individually, and then I used my tiny attacher to attach the backing so that I can put them in my little embellishment tray and just leave them there and be able to individually grab them and put them down. So that little staple was still on there, and it was causing me trouble. I was trying to go around it. And anyways, so yeah, that was my problem. So I'm using Color Shine Black, and sorry for the messy hair in the way here while I'm trying to get some bigger dots down. I still have not gone to Michael's to get myself a big paintbrush, and I'm going to do that soon. Using these black splatter to help with the white and black accent. I did actually grab white. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm shaking the white, and then I decided, no, the Love You Awesome Nerd is white. There's other white on there. I just thought the black was more than enough. I thought it would get too busy because there's so many embellishments in that small area already. And then the next thing I'm going to do is enamel dots, and I'm just grabbing my enamel dots from my stash, because while there was enamel dots in the kit, all I had left were the really brightly colored ones that didn't go with this, like magenta and lime green. So I'm grabbing out some off-white and gold ones right now. And like everybody, it's splatter doesn't always go where you want, so I am creatively covering it with some of these enamel dots, and I got a splatter on the wood veneer. I didn't like that. I'm going to fuss around with this. It just wasn't quite tucked underneath the way I wanted. I was trying to put the enamel dots right there, and I could just not find a way that I liked it. So you're going to see me think about it here, go back up again, and it's not going to happen. They're just going to go down near the adventure just on the page. So I had the white and the gold, and then I had an idea maybe to use white and gold and black because that was part of it, the black and white accents and the gold. So I happen to know that the only black ones that I had were way too big. So I found these ones here. I'm pretty sure they're from Prima, and they're little hearts. So I thought that was kind of goes along with my theme of my page. And I didn't actually do any journaling on this page at all, because once I got it done, I just really didn't feel like there's anywhere to put it. But I just think, you know what, it's unusual for me not to journal, but I thought that for this page it was okay to leave it the way it was and to not bother journaling. So I filmed a little bit of close-ups, and then I took some stills for you. One thing you'll notice is that flower in the top right corner right there that has the flare badge on it. I'm going to move that down and cover that gap in between the heart and the A for awesome. And I'm going to move one little enamel dot. But other than that, exactly how I just showed you there is what it ends up looking like. So there you go. You can see I moved that flower cluster down just a bit. And anyways, I have talked this whole thing. It has not crashed. It's awesome. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again really soon.